sign your veteran tight end, but also go draft a tight end. You were going to sign a veteran running back, but also go draft a running back. And so it was going to be a package deal. So no, I'm not worried yet because I don't look at the free agent tight end or the free agent running back as somebody that I'm going to look at as being the one I count on. Because there's still going to be a draft pick coming at those two positions, and I think it'll be a pretty high draft pick. Probably first, second round for both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen us draft, Dolchitz in the third round. Was that when Dolchitz? And that didn't work out. I'm just afraid that they're going to go into the draft with not a backup plan there, and a good one. I want a top tier one. I don't want we're going to go out there and we're going to sign Mo Alley Cox. No. I think you got to hone in on Evan Ingram or Juwan Johnson in this situation.
What about Ty Conklin?
He started playing pretty decent last year for the Jets. Tyler Conklin, and he made some plays, but I think he's in the second tier. I wouldn't be that upset with that move. I think he's right under Evan Ingram and Juwan Johnson for me. But I would like to get one of those top guys, and then that way, guess what? I mean, what happens if our guy from Penn State,
Tyler Warren, and Loveland,
they go, Warren goes 10, Loveland goes 15. Now you're not going to take a tight end at 20 probably. So now what are you going to do? Again, we're going to go another year without addressing the tight end position in a big way. Yeah, you can take a swing in the second round. That's fine. But you're a little bit further away from the dartboard. Doesn't mean you're going to hit. So I just think that there's probably a drop-off from the top two guys, and it might not fall the way that you want it to fall to get that guy. I just think it's such an important position to figure out for Bo Nix. I don't want to just say, okay, we'll get it figured out in the draft. Let's just go sign Irv Smith Jr. and then we'll get one of those two in the draft. Well, we might not. And then what are we going to do? We're going to put that on the back burner for another year.
We get some stink now.
Oh,
but then stink has to leave. Is that the case? Good morning, Mark Schlereth.
Wow.
Good morning. I don't know if you can see me. You can't see me on the stream.
Mark, well,
I got Kleenex in my nose. I'm having a nosebleed, Mike.
I can hear it.
I mean, the whole
I can
thing.
totally hear it. I can hear it. I can totally
gushing
hear it.
Blood. It's just a mess.
Well, wait,
It's a
Mark,
mess.
just real quick. How are you going to do a photo shoot when you have Kleenex stuffed up your nose and your nose is bleeding all over the place?
I think it'll be great for the billboard they're going to hang in L.A. with me just standing there with Kleenex hanging out my nose.
Perfect. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
So I guess, Stoke, what does this mean for our bet now?
Yeah,
is it all voided? Because technically he comes in now under, but then he's going to be leaving, so it's a push.
Yeah.
We'll just take the vig. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we were told. See, and by the way, you did not mean to send that to the group, did you? You meant to just send that to Johnny.
No, I said it to the whole group. That was
says Johnny. I'm going to be a bit late today. I've got a photo shoot for billboards for the show. You know how Stoke loves pouncing on this stuff.
It's revisionist history
to get on you.
No. So that's our text. That's our show text line. So I just mentioned it to Johnny, but I sent it to everybody, just so you guys know that I'm kind of a big deal. I think you guys forget about it, and I just need to remind you every now and again that people know me.
Stoke noticed that. He said, Mark just could have said he had a meeting or something, but he had to mention billboards.
Yes.
Photo shoot.
Yeah, it's a big billboard day. They do this in the national television world. We just shot for the studio so we could hang things in the studio when I was there last week. But here we do big national billboard photo shoots. Probably have one hanging in Times Square, I would imagine.
Well, the question is this time will you get a chance to be on a billboard by yourself, or will you once again be Ensemble Mark?
What do you mean? Yeah, ensemble.
Ensemble. Yeah. Okay, yeah. The other guys get their own one, but you're going to be part of the group. Well, I do. We love giving you grief. We love busting your chops, but Do want to give you credit right off the bat because when all of us here at The Fan put up our Bronco free agent wish list, our top 5, you were the only one to include Hufanga on your list. And what do you know? He ends up being the first Bronco signed in free agency. What made you so confident as you take this victory lap? What made you so confident that the Broncos would look to target this guy?
I just know what kind of player he is. And, like, that dude can play in that kind of shell defense and be a great run support guy, and he hits people, and he is just phenomenal at that. And also middle of the field safety, just erasing routes. So he's got that ability to do both. Loved him as a player, was all-pro in 2022. Then he tore his ACL in 2023. Then last year he had a wrist injury and tore ligaments in his wrist and had to have surgery on that. I think he's only played 17 games in the last 2 years. But let me just tell you, that guy is a difference maker at the safety position. Again, if healthy. And there's no reason to think he won't be healthy. He did play quite a few games last year, coming off that ACL. So I think that this is a great sign. I think he's a difference maker at the safety position when healthy. So love it. I went back and looked at film of him, Mike, and you just talk about a guy who triggers and hits people. I mean, he just hits people and then has those coverage abilities and tip ball drills, and he just got a great sense for where the ball is. So he's a fun dude to watch on tape, and he's an exceptional player.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ignore the injury history, but with Greenlaw and let me try this.
Yeah,
Hufanga. You can't ignore it. Now, like you said, Mark, he's played in 17 games the last 2 years. He missed a whole football season. So that's a little bit of a concern, but it is football. I mean, guys get injured. It happens, and you kind of have to have a good plan in place, which I know the Broncos do, and you got to keep your fingers crossed a little bit. But if these two guys are healthy, Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw, you gave your defense a huge boost. I mean, you're a much better defense today than you were yesterday before the signings. Those two football players, they're really good football players that have played at a high level. They played in big football games also. They bring a winning pedigree with them. I love it. I think they're really good signings in two important spots in the defense there, inside linebacker and the safety position.
Yeah, and your Greenlaw, I know you had Greenlaw on your list. That dude's big time as well. I mean, you want to talk sideline to sideline, just an intimidating force at the middle linebacker position. Of course, last year coming off that Achilles, just wasn't the same player. Although the one game that he played in that rainstorm against the Rams, I mean, that dude he was a big difference maker in that game. I think he played in 2 games last year. So, but can't ignore the injury issues, as you talked about, Stoke. But, man, both those guys are difference makers. And, like I said, intimidating factors. Guys you have to pick out as you break the huddle and go, okay, where are these two dudes and how, what's our plan in regards to stopping those two guys?
So what are the Broncos telling us with these moves that they felt was lacking from last year's defense?
Playmakers. You're trying to upgrade coverage skills when you look at covering tight ends and running backs. We've been screaming about that since Danny Trevathan went to the Bears. And you look at the different things that a top-tier safety can do. And like Mark said, if you can get down and drop him down in the box next to the linebacker, and that guy can be really good against the run game. But also, you can put him back deep middle of the football field, and he can go sideline to sideline and help you out in pass coverage. Those guys are hard to find. And obviously, Greenlaw, like Mark said, 3-down linebacker, sideline to sideline type of guy. If he's healthy, you finally have some answers now for covering line and safety position too, covering tight ends, covering running backs, and also being good against the run. Those guys are hard to find.
Yeah, I will just add to that attitude. Like you talk about guys that just bring attitude and aggressiveness and pop. Like, just when they hit you, it's different. And like I always think about guys who have the ability at the linebacker position, to drop and take away the intermediate routes, but trigger on a shallow cross and come up and just punish a wide receiver for a 3-yard gain. Like that, like when you hit a shallow cross, you think that thing is, you dump it off at 3 and you think that thing's going about, 9 and you're going to be in 2nd down and 1, and all of a sudden you're in 2nd down and 7. And, Stoke, it's just one of those, and it sounds different the way they hit you. Those two guys both play with that similar style, which I think is, probably something that the Broncos feel like they just haven't had, and that those two guys bring that to them.
Now, Mark, are you concerned at all? I mean, both those guys obviously play on the defensive side of the football. You concerned? No addition yet offensively, tight end. Evan, they let him out of the building, Mark. They let Evan Ingram out of the building. We wanted him to get signed yesterday. We haven't got news on Juwan Johnson, the tight end from New Orleans, or Evan Ingram. No running back added to the room yet. No wide receiver added. Any concern there offensively? No additions?
No, I mean, I want to see them get a tight end, Stoke. I'd like to see them get, I'd like to see them get a running back too. But we're waiting, we're waiting not to be first wave guys on the offensive side. Second wave guys that have, guys that bring a little bit more value that you don't have to necessarily overpay for question marks. Like both these guys, to me, you signed two guys in Hufanga and in Greenlaw that are great players, but they have that question mark where you're overspending because of the injury issues. If they're healthy, I mean, home run hits, right, if they're healthy. But on the offensive side of the ball, Juwan, all those guys, those are second-wave free agents that we're trying to sign, which means probably we're going back into the draft to get another tight end, going back in the draft, maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round to get a running back.
Guys, while we're continuing to poach the 49ers, should we keep going? Kyle Juszczyk has been released. 8-time Pro Bowl fullback. Stink, you and I love the fullbacks. Stoke, you hate fullbacks.
I hate fullbacks.
What do you say, Stink?
Yeah,
how about Kyle Juszczyk, bringing him here to Denver?
I love Kyle Juszczyk, and I love the way San Francisco used Kyle Juszczyk, both in the running game and the pass game. The guy is a weapon. Could you get him for cheap? I don't know. If you could get him for cheap, I would be fine with that, but I don't think that's a necessity on this offense.
Well, I mean, we see Michael Burton, our fullback. He got some playing time. Sean loves to change the personnel groupings. There's one personnel grouping, we'll go 3 wides. Next thing you know, we go 2 tight ends with the fullback in there and 1 wide receiver. So he will get some run out of the fullback. Probably wouldn't use him as much as a Kyle Shanahan used Kyle Juszczyk, but maybe he would. Maybe we would see more fullback on the field if you had a guy like Kyle Juszczyk, who's obviously really good in the passing game, but also the running. It does a bunch of different things really well. And just here's a little not trivia, but a piece of information that I don't think y'all would ever guess in a million years.
Should we save this for trivia for the drive on Friday? Seriously, your call.
No. This isn't a trivia question. This isn't a trivia. No,
okay.
It's not a trivia question. It would be kind of funny if we set it up that way, though. Kyle Juszczyk's mentor in Baltimore was
Sam Gash.
Sam Gash. That's my dude. That is
Sam
my guy.
Gash.
Did I get it right? No, you didn't get it right. I'm saying I love Sam Gash.
Okay. I mean, he's one of fullbacks.
You give me a list of and I think I was with Sam for a year or two, but all-time favorite guys and teammates. Right. Sam Gash is on that list. I mean, him and Ben Winter Coates, they would come to practice. They had their can of tobacco in their sock, and they'd be chewing at practice. Chewing tobacco, big lipper at practice. Those two guys were great. No, but you're wrong, but I like it, though. It was none other than Brandon Stokley.
No way.
Whoop, whoop. Yes way.
I'm kind of a big deal.
2013, his rookie year. They did a I don't know what they call it, but they paired a veteran with a younger guy. And you were kind of their mentor. There you go.
Wow, what'd you teach him?
I mean, apparently it worked pretty well. He's had a darn good career for a fullback, so taught him a lot.
Did you teach him the route running? Like, can you take advantage? Can you take credit for his ability to run routes and catch the ball as a fullback?
Sure, absolutely, I will. I don't know if he'll agree with that, but I'm going to take the credit.
I'll tell you what, Stoke, you might be the answer to another trivia question.
Oh.
Because I'm confident in saying that you made U.S. history in being the first person from Louisiana to mentor a Harvard guy.
That's good.
You know what?
That's good, Mike. Look at you.
You know what? That, Mike, impressive. Impressive.
Oh, man.
I'm
That was
just
a good one.
I'm just trying to picture those conversations right there.
Oh, it was all football related,
Okay,
Mike. It was
okay.
all football related. Okay, so there was no finances involved. I wasn't teaching him how to balance his checkbook.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, listen. Here's how you might want to take care of your money now that you're in the NFL. Here.
Not doing that. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's
but
fun.
he's gone on to have a great career, obviously, and but I think it's on the table here because we do use a fullback. This guy is really good at what he does. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like. But I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at all if we signed Kyle
Well,
Juszczyk.
you have to. You probably, I don't know, Stink, how many teams out of the 32 in the NFL would you say actually, willingly, actively embrace the idea of using a fullback? A quarter of those teams?
Yeah, probably.
So then the Broncos are one
some
of
guys,
them. So
yeah, some of them have one, and they don't. Even the quarter of the teams. There's a few teams like C.J. Ham who gets 7 snaps a game in offensive sets. So, and he plays for Minnesota. So like they don't use them. They don't use them a ton. Most teams don't, but Baltimore uses theirs all the time. In Ricard. So, yeah, not very often. Teams don't use a lot of them.
Yeah, but, I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously, you look at what they need to do offensively, and is fullback on that list? Is Michael Burton even under contract? Is he a free agent? I don't even know if he's under contract or not. He might be under contract with the Broncos. Nope, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent, too.
That's a position that they might add to, right? You got tight ends that you need to add to. We need a running back. Mark, I know on your big board you got Gainwell. I'm not sure if he's still available or not. He was with the Eagles. I got J.K. Dobbins, who had a good year last year with the Chargers. So, we both have Juwan Johnson. I mean, I'm expecting something by the end of the day today that we do hear news about adding hopefully a tight end running back. You never know. Maybe we can – I'll open my basement up for Kyle Juszczyk, and we can continue the mentorship program I started over 10 years ago.
The mentor-protege relationship that you two
part
have.
two.
Yeah.
Part two.
Yeah,
Part
but
two.
I don't
Part two.
think I don't think you can live in your basement. I just worry about him never getting to practice. I mean, one dusting, you're not getting down that driveway.
Where's Kyle?
Yeah.
Well, he's stuck at the
Snowed
top
in.
of Mount Crumpet.
He's stuck at Mount Crumpet. Got snow again last night.
It has been. I can't wait till John. Johnny, have you posted the picture yet? Johnny's going to post a picture of the camera